Hey, what's happening, my coders? Hope you're very well. And in this video, I'm gonna be continuing with the rest of the challenges in regards to the regular expression. So let's get started and have some fun. Right. So this one is about the positive and negative look ahead. Right. So what is that? Look aheads are patterns that tell JavaScript to look ahead in your string to check for patterns further along. This can be useful when you want to search for multiple patterns over the same string. So there are two kinds of look aheads: positive look ahead and negative look ahead. A positive look ahead will look to make sure that element in the search pattern is there, but won't actually match it. A positive lookahead is used as bracket open brackets question mark equals dot dot dot, where dot 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 is the required part is not matched. Right. On the other hand, a negative lookout will look to make sure that the element in the search pattern is not there. Will look to make sure the element in the search pattern is not there. A negative lookout is used as question mark, exclamation mark, dot dot dot, where the dot 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 is the pattern that you don't want, or that you do not want to be there. The rest of the pattern is returned if a negative lookout part is not present. Lookouts are a bit confusing, but some examples will help. Oh yes, this is absolutely true. It is a bit confusing. So it's got variable quit and no quit, and then q regex is q question mark equals u, and then q regex is question mark q open and close brackets, and then open brackets question mark exclamation u, quit match qjx on q, and then it returns q. When no quit match q regex returns q. So they're both returning q, so what's the difference? Alright, let's do another one. A more practical use of lookheads is to check two or more patterns in one string. Here is a naively simple password checker that looks for between 3 and 6 characters and at least one number. So that's a password, and check pass, it looks for between 3 or uh, sorry about that. So 3 and 6 characters and at least one numbers. So between 3 and 6 characters and at least one number. Right, here we go. So it returns a true. I still don't get what this means. Let's go back and have a look. Alright, so I think what it does is with question equals, it checks for you and just checks. It doesn't return it or outputs it. So it checks that if you is there in the strings, that's all. And in question mark exclamation, it checks if the U isn't there, which is not. So in both the cases, it returns Q. All right. So yep, is there? Yep. So it's checking if at least one, at, at least at least uh, 3 to 6 characters are there in a string. Okay, and then and at least one number. Alright, which is here. Cool. So yeah, it was a bit confusing, but when I think I've understood it, but if you guys haven't, let me know, and I will make sure that I make a separate video just to make you guys understand this part. All right. So let's continue. Use lookaheads in the PW regex, which is this one, to match passwords that are greater than 5 characters long and have two consecutive digits. Right. All right. So it says that use lookaheads in the PWReg to match the passwords that are greater than 5 characters long and have two consecutive digits. So we need to incorporate the characters. What was the shorthand for characters? Yep, it's \W. And then we need to use the positive look ahead, which is question mark and equals. And what does it say? They are greater than 5 characters long. So we need to specify the range as well, which is 6. So uh, greater than 5 characters long, it means basically a minimum of 6. All right, and then put a put a comma, and then leave the rest blank, and then we need to close this part here. So it's gonna have 2 parts. So I'm presuming that we have done the first part. Yep. Oops, my bad. So done this one. Yep. Cool. So now the second part comes in which we need to specify the digits. So it says and have two consecutive digits, but it doesn't it doesn't specify where in the beginning, center, or end. So we have to be really careful here. So we're going to use the positive lookahead again, and then provide a dot and then star, and oops, my bad, another bracket here. Okay, dot and a star, and then we're going to specify the shorthand for digits, which is D, and the range was at least and have two consecutive digits, which is 2 digits. All right, at least. Cool. Okay, and then we're gonna say and another dot and then a question mark. Cool, and then we're gonna close the brackets there, and then hopefully that should do it for us. So how many brackets have we got? 1, 2. Yep, we need another one, which is Yeah, perfect. So let's see if we have accomplished this task. And yes, we have. Cool beans. Oh, I'm hungry now. Let's go to the next challenge. Once again, guys, I understand that these regex can be a bit tricky to understand, especially when we have got some multiple cases, multiple cases here, and we also learning the first time. So I really, really, really encourage you to ask me any questions you have relating these registers, and I'll be happy to answer to the best of my ability. Alright, obviously in the comments of this video. So that being said, let's move on to the next challenge. Reuse patterns using capture groups. Okay, so some patterns you search will occur multiple times in a string. Okay, it's so it's so wasteful to manually repeat their regex. There's a better way to specify when you have multiple repeat substrings in your string. You can search for repeat substrings using capture groups, which is the parentheses, open brackets, and close brackets are used to find repeat strings. You put the regex of the pattern that will repeat in between the parentheses. To specify where the repeat string will appear, you use a backslash and then a number. This number starts at 1 and increases with each additional capture group you use. An example would be \1 to match the first group. So for example, below matches any word that occurs twice separated by a space. Okay, so repeated, repeated string, this one and this one, repeat regex is, yep, it's for characters, short and for characters, and repeated one, and this is for space, which is here, and then it's +1. So when this string is passed into the test method and the test method is applied on the regex, then it will return true because it's repeated at least once, and it will give you regex, regex and then the repeated word exactly, which was regex. Using the match, open brackets, using the match method on a string will return any array of the string it matches. Any array of the string it matches. Along with this capture group. Okay, so this one matches. So regex has been matched in this array, so it's from this string, so it gives out the word regex. So now it says use capture groups to re-regex. Okay, we need to use a capture group here to match numbers that are repeated only 3 times in a string, each by a space. So for numbers, what are we going to do? We are going to, I think, put brackets first of all. I'm doing this first time as well, guys, so yes. So instead of characters, we have digits here, and then it's repeating, and it's got a space here as well. Okay, here and here. So we apply a backslash space and then backslash. How many times was it repeat? Only 3 times, yeah. So 3. Okay, so this should pass our test. Huh? Interesting. It didn't. Should your Redis should reuse the capture group twice. What does this mean? So this is the capture. Oh, I see. I see. I think it means this. At least 3. Let's try this one. No, twice. And once. So, oh, sorry, my bad. I think I was supposed to add plus plus. This one backslash s and then 1. 3. No. Right. Where am I going wrong? I must be doing something wrong here. At least 2. 72. Nope. Interesting. Okay. I think it's easier to start from the beginning. So I'll just reset it all the code, so it's a bit easier. So now let's see, where were we? So we need to match numbers that are repeated only 3 times in a string E separated by a space. So we use capture a capture group, which is 4 digits. Okay, and then we will put a space here because this space comes from here. Alright, so backslash space, and then how many times this one has been repeated? Once, and then again after a space. After a space it's been repeated again. Right, so see, it's been continued from the start until the end. So don't forget to write the negate operator, which means that it starts from the start, and then a dollar sign, it repeats until the end. Okay, so this should work. Bear in mind, I've taken a bit of help from this forum here. So if you this is a really cool forum if you think that you're stuck. Okay, just put in the exercise you're stuck on and it will help you out. All right, so to the back to the challenge and see if all the tests pass. Nope, it don't pass. So where did we go wrong? So which tests are not passing? 42, 42, 42, and 100. So the gate is there. Backslash D. Yep. I think we had to put a plus here as well. Right, so plus that one, and then yes, because it was repeating again and again. That's why we had to put a plus there. Alright, so then goes to the next challenge. Boom shakalaka. This one is use capture groups to search and replace. Interesting. Searching is useful, however, you can make searching even more powerful when it also changes or replaces the text you match. Right. So you can search and replace text in a string using replace. Yep. Oops. Oops. On a string, the inputs for replace is first the register pattern that you want to search for. The second parameter is the string to replace the match or a function to do something. Alright, cool. So it gives us an example here. Uh, this is a wrong text. So it says the sky is silver here, which is obviously not. And it's replacing the silver the silver word and putting the I is assigning the word that has to be changed and putting that in the silver register variable, and then the wrong text, and it's calling the replace method on the wrong text, and first parameter is this word that we want to change, which is the silver register, and the second parameter with the word that needs the word that we want to get replaced, which is the blue. Sorry, my bad. The second parameter is the word or a function or whatever we want to do. In this case, a word that we want to replace this word by, which is blue. So you can also access capture groups in the replacement string with a dollar sign. Huh, interesting. So it says you can also access capture groups in the replacement string with the dollar sign. So it gives us an example here, replacement. I mean, it calls the replace method on code camp, and for the first parameter it passes a repeated characters space repeated characters job, and then the second it does it with uh $2 and 1. Okay, cool. So red says write a regex so that it will search for a string good in the string hot text, then update the replace text variable to replace good with hokey dokey. So we can replace this string with the empty string and assign to replace text, and then we need to change the word good. Okay, and this will do the trick. Alright, let's check if we were right. Yes, we were right. Absolutely. It's alive, it's alive. Oh yeah, we are awakening the legendary solution. Alright, so let's go to next one. Remove white space from the start and end. Okay, so white spaces. Okay, from the start and the end. Sometimes white space characters around strings are not wanted but are there. Typically, processing of strings is to remove the white space at the start and end of it. So it says typical processing of strings is to remove the white space at the start and at the end of it. Write a regex and use the appropriate string methods to to remove white space at the beginning and end of strings. Note, the trim method would work here, but you will need to complete this challenge using our regular expressions. That's a proper challenge. So we need to replace the string start at the end. So how do we do this? Alright, so we do this by the regex, as it says it, this challenge using regular expressions. Alright, and so first is spaces at the start, right? So we use this operator which says from the start of the from the start of the string, and we have got space and we put star which says 0 or more spaces. Alright, and then we use a capture or use a capture group and say backslash w, which is one or more characters, plus. Alright, and then put a this part is for this hello here, and then we put a comma which is this one, and then a space again, space, but this time we're not gonna put star, right, because it's just one space here. So then we're gonna put uh, uh, duh, 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 regex again, I think. Capture group again. So that would be in that way. Okay, and then an exclamation mark, which is this mark here, and then we're gonna put backslash space, and then because is 0 or more than one space here, so we're gonna put star, which means 0 or more. All right, and then we're going to change this line as well to use a replace method of the string and do the string, the format we want to change is ws regex, and then what do we want to change that to? Hello world, which is without the space. Alright, oops, cool. So, and don't forget the exclamation mark. So this should hopefully work. If it's not, then I've done something wrong again. Alright, let's see if this works. Yes, we know. Oh yes, thanks for believing in me, free code camp. I believe in myself even more now. Good job, guys. You're doing pretty good until now. Let's go into the next challenge. Interesting. So now we are going to do the introduction to the debugging challenges. Alright, so introduction to debugging. I believe that I will make a separate video for this section onward. So that's it for this video, guys. If you guys have any questions or need help, feel free to comment and I will get back to you as soon as possible, and feel free to like the video and subscribe as well. Until next time, have fun coding.